Welcome to you, and please be reminded that our broadcast is coming to you in English and in French for those on the Canal Sat network. Also, we are live for you on our website, Africanews.com. Now, the Gabonese government has announced a substantial deployment of security forces, especially near schools, to respond to what it calls alleged violent incidents caused by child abductions. In a statement released last Friday by the government, at least one child has died as a result of the recent abduction cases in the country. Messages about kidnappings of minors have been circulating on social networks for more than a week in Gabon, rekindling recurring fears of ritual crimes in the country and provoking anger of the inhabitants. Protesters blocked roads and burned tires in the capital, Libreville, on Friday as rumors circulated of a wave of child abductions. In some areas, traffic had been brought to a complete standstill as impromptu roadblocks were set up to make sure that no one was hiding children in their cars, and there are in fact more planned actions by the populace. Ruth.
And on Monday, the National Education Union called for a day of mobilization dubbed Empty Classrooms to protest against the abduction of children denounced by several families. And it should be recalled that a few days ago, the government of Libreville had questioned public opinion on the propagation of false information and promised to crack down on troublemakers. The situation has since deteriorated, with rumors spreading on social networks, provoking the anger of inhabitants and rekindling recurring fears of ritual crimes in Gabon.
Ont provoqué la colère des habitants et ravivé les craintes récurrentes de crimes rituels au Gabon. Jerry.
Yeah, and we're now being joined by our correspondent, Gerald Herman Obangome. Gerald, a warm welcome to you, and thank you for being with us this morning. Libreville was shaken this weekend, last weekend, by the cases of child abduction. What is the current situation like?
Good morning to you too. The situation is now calm, and Gabonese are going about their businesses as usual. On Sunday, some even attended the last stage of the tropical Anissa Bongo, a bicycle race organized in Gabon every year. And several churches dedicated Sunday services to prayers of peace and love, especially in relation to the event you mentioned. And as for the government, it announced in a press release that consequent deployment of security and defense forces throughout the national territory with a greater concentration around schools. It's a systematic search of vehicles that will begin in the days ahead, as announced by the government. And these kidnappings are often frequent during the election period, and the situation rekindles fears of ritual crimes in Gabon. What explains the resurgence of the phenomenon at this time? What I can tell you is that a lot of false information has circulated on social networks indicating acts of child abduction both in Libreville and in the interior of the country. And in fact, those who were publishing this false information, according to the government, simply intended to sow disorder and create psychosis in the major cities of Gabon. And we have even forgotten the real case of the disappearance of a 3-year-old boy who vanished in the north of the country and is still being searched for. So the worst thing is that all this false information, these distilled fake news, have caused the death of 2 innocent Gabonese people. To simply answer your question, what explains the resurgence of this phenomenon is obviously, as I said, the prevalence of fake news.
Gerald, well, first off, I've just been told that I called your name wrongly, Obangom. So you say that this is largely being a case of fake news, but the authorities actually say that they've launched investigations after the weekend incident and are going to step up security around schools.
En fait, pour finir, retenez simplement que
Well, finally, just note that investigations are underway and several people who took part in or witnessed the massacre of the two murdered Gabonese people I mentioned earlier are being tracked down. And others are even reportedly already arrested. So the situation is just that some Gabonese people are afraid that the criminals will take advantage of the fake news to commit crimes. And the entire country sympathizes with the death of the two compatriots and wonders how this could have happened in the first place. So that is what I can say at this point in time.
All right, Gerald, this is how much we can take. I'd like to thank you for bringing us the latest from Libreville. Thank you very much. Gerald Obangom, African News correspondent, speaking to us there from Libreville. If you're